Dance takes confidence. So getting into college, I've got what it takes. Okay, I went to the practice sessions, I slept good, I feel good.
We will now begin the test. Please take out your pencils.
I got this.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you had the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help us get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Oh! You are round MVP.
Yeah, man. Yo, Drew, I finally got round MVP. Round MVP.
No way. That was some ownage. It's a good thing you got me as your wingman.
Right. You mean when you threw that flash grenade at me?
Whatever, man. Huge round. Seriously, great stuff.
Finally earning round MVP takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes.
All right, class. I'm going to pass back your tests. And the high score goes to Brian.
Oh, yeah. High score, baby.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you had the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help you get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Brandon Sorsby, he should be treated with empathy, but that doesn't mean you have to play football. I don't believe they should kick him out of the university. But once you go to the court system, it's no longer about football. It's about life, and it's about rules and legality. I don't believe rights are being taken away from him. I believe the privilege of playing football should be taken away from him.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. It's kind of like an elephant is on my chest. I feel like I'm choking. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor, because even one attack is one too many.
I feel like a fish with no water.
Brought to you by the EPA and the Ad Council.
Your home for Richmond Spiders athletics all year round. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 106.1 ESPN.
Start your morning right with Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company, the official coffee of Fitz and ESPN Richmond. They have fresh artisan pastries made from scratch daily in their own in-house bakeries to go along with some of the best coffee in RVA. 3 locations, one in Shockoe Bottom, one in the West End, and one in Lynchburg. Check them out too online at ironcladcoffee.com. Fitz the Bill is powered by Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company each and every morning.
Richmond, it's time to get your morning going. Spicy Mom.
We are going to wreak havoc.
The only thing I am thinking about is the game.
Holy catfish! Touchdown, Seahawks!
Rashid Shaheed.
Richmond Sports Talk by Richmond sports fans.
This is Fitz the Bill with Jack Fitzpatrick.
All live from the capital of the Commonwealth,
where sharp analysis, your cause, and Richmond always come first.
If it's making headlines locally or nationally, we're breaking it down. Now, live from the capital of the Commonwealth, Fitz the Bill with your host, Jack Fitzpatrick.
Good Thursday morning. Appreciate you clocking in, making us part of your day right here on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, the ESPN Richmond app, ESPNRichmond.com. Also streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. If you want to watch over there, just type in ESPN Richmond. We'll pop up and you can be part of the show by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And of course, you can be part of the show by calling or texting in 804-327-0888. Radkey Insurance phone line is open. radkeyinsurance.com to get started on your free quote today. Coming up, hour number 2, we're going to do our quarterback list, 15 through 1. Matt Josephs host of the Mid-Major Match Show. He'll be joining us to help break down 15 through 1. And there is a massive shock right from the jump in it that I am excited to dive into with Matt. And it has to do with Jalen Hurts. Everyone thinks I'm a Jalen Hurts hater. Maybe I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts hater on this station. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's coming up at around 9:15, hour number 2. Anthony Opperman, the Flying Squirrels general manager, he'll be joining us to kick off hour number 2 as well. And you'll want to tune in there because we may be giving some stuff away there at 9 a.m. with Anthony as the Squirrels have their football night tomorrow night, where the first 2,500 fans receive a free soccer scarf as World Cup fever has taken over CarMax Park. We'll be out there as well, right inside of the main gates, maybe giving away some Fitz the Bill stickers, maybe some hats, things of that sort. So come on by, say hi. I'm warming up my arm now, maybe called on to have that first ceremonial first pitch. Ain't no way they're letting me up on the mound in a real game, although I might try to shoot my shot with Anthony when he joins us in hour number 2. So a loaded second hour, a loaded first hour as well, because, look, there's a lot to dive into. We can dive into Shohei Ohtani being out of sync with his catcher. Man, I don't know how you can make it. I don't know how you try to tell Shohei Ohtani what to do. Last night, Ohtani and his catcher, Dalton Rushing, were they were not even in the same book, let alone not on the same page. They weren't in the same book. They were in completely different books. One was reading a fantasy novel. The one was reading How to Be a Catcher. That's what happened last night with Dalton Rushing. He crossed him up and ended up giving some. I mean, in the end of the day, no harm, no foul, I guess. Shohei got the win. But
Shohei had to literally be the catcher and the pitcher. So you can add that to his list of things he can do too.
3 hits off of Ohtani in the bottom of the second, loaded the bases with 1 out. Him and Rushing got crossed up on a pitch, got away from Rushing, and it allowed the Twins to take a 3-1 lead. The Dodgers, of course, though, would go on to win 4-3. So, no harm, no foul. I mean, it's the Dodgers.
I wouldn't let them back behind the mound or behind the plate.
Behind the plate. Yeah. You're a hater.
I'm not a hater. Like,
you got to learn. Some of your best
learn in the minor leagues then, or learn somewhere else. Don't learn with my ace pitcher on the mound.
The greatest baseball player of all time. I mean,
to his defense, even he was well aware of how embarrassing that is.
And after the game, he was like, "My bad. Hand up. That's on me.
I suck.
That's on me.
You're
coach.
Right.
Yeah, that's me. Bench me. I'll keep getting my millions of dollars. Just keep me on the bench."
Ridiculous.
That's another. I know I asked Darian about that, but like, what's the best job? It might be like third string catcher on an MLB roster.
Yeah, no, I would imagine either the catcher or long relief, because you don't really see a lot of those guys get in. Like, honestly, the best gig is the bullpen. Like, they be chilling.
So what's coming out of these conversations is that you, me, and Darian all would agree that making the most amount of money with the least amount of work is the best route in professional sports.
A backup anything.
If I'm not the star of a team, I want to be the backup of something.
Hey, you saw my guy at the Knicks parade? He didn't even play.
Tyler Kolek?
Yeah, he didn't even play, but he was there. It's the greatest gig ever.
Truly. I mean, look at him. Good for him. Exactly. Yesterday, also, some news came down that the NCAA did something right. And look, the NCAA, they've been getting hit over the head with issue after issue after issue. They've been dragged through the mud, rightfully so. I've got to say that, rightfully so. Allowing Brendan Sorsby, well, I guess they technically didn't allow him back to play, but, the NCAA having no teeth in its organization to enforce its own rules, that came up in a big way with the Brendan Sorsby situation. Then the 5 years to play, 5 years rule that came down yesterday as well. That is something that I'm just not a big fan of, so we drug him through the mud on that. But they did something right. That NCAA Division I cabinet that voted to allow the 5-for-5 rule, they voted to eliminate the bowl transition penalty yesterday, which is such a good piece of news. And if you're a JMU fan, I get it. You're probably sitting there and you're like, why couldn't they have done this for us in 2023? We had to go through the transition process. And look, the old rule was antiquated because the old rule was that there had to be that 2-year transition penalty prohibiting programs from participating in bowl games, those programs that moved from the FCS to FBS. The reason that rule was in place was because before October of 2023, the application fee to transition from FCS to FBS was just $5,000. That's nothing. I mean, most people could come up with a quick $5,000 if they want to see their team go from FCS to FBS. After October 4th of 2023, the NCAA Division I Council changed the fee from $5,000 to $5 million, a 1,000 time increase, essentially overnight. So while the transition fee was $5,000, I get why the rule was in place, because you needed something to dissuade programs from just making the jump. There had to be things in place outside of money that could dissuade programs from just making that jump willy-nilly from FCS to FBS if they were getting, conference invitations every year. So you had to do something to dissuade them. One of them was you can't participate in bowl games. That did its job. Now that now that you have to pay $5 million, an increase of 1,000 times, you don't need that rule anymore because the money is dissuading a lot of teams from making that jump. That transition fee is prohibiting them. So look, I love the move. I love the move. I think JMU fans, I've been seeing it on Twitter, and look, I'm on my own Twitter algorithm of it all because I'm just being inundated with JMU fans being upset about this move and calling foul about the NCAA. You can be upset about it, but at the same time, the NCAA is righting a wrong that they had done, and this is a lot coming from me to defend the NCAA. Good on them to eliminate the bowl transition penalty yesterday. The NCAA Division I cabinet, they've got one good thing they voted to do. They've got one bad thing they voted to do. I'm still just not a fan of that 5-year rule that they instituted yesterday. Something just doesn't sit right with me on that one, but I digress.
I'll defend JMU fans because they went through the fire and literally had to fight for that. Now everybody else is getting it.
Yeah, that's fine.
We need prior compensation or something.
it is a bummer that 2023 team wasn't eligible for a New Year's Six Bowl because that 2023 team ended up winning a national championship with Indiana. I know they also had Fernando Mendoza, and Jordan McLeod was no Fernando Mendoza, but
he wasn't chopped liver.
Yeah, he wasn't chopped liver. You had Aiden Fisher there. I mean, the amount of players that went on to be all Big Ten and or draft picks and or on training camp rosters.
And Cignetti can coach.
And Cignetti's the best coach in college football.
He is.
I don't
know if he would say that, but he is.
He is. I read the quote came out again yesterday with Curt Cignetti, where he was like, when he went to that basketball game and he riled up all the fans, he goes, "We're going to beat Ohio State. We're going to beat Michigan." That quote resurfaced yesterday, and I just forget how, man, he gives some good quotes. He was like, I came here and I had to make sure that the fan base was actually alive and they were just on life support, or if there actually was no fan base here. So I decided to try and rile him up a little bit. I was like, this guy, he's coaching the fans.
I think he did an interview with Rich Eisen or somebody. Typically I'll listen to Rich because I'm driving home, but he was talking about his career path and how he essentially bet on himself. Like he had an opportunity to get paid a lot of money to just stay a coordinator. And he was like, nope, we're going to go to this fringe school and I'm going to be a head coach.
Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
We're going to go there, D2. Then we're going to go to Elon.
Yeah. It was great to hear him have to explain it to his wife in that conversation. But just the you don't think about those journeys for coaches, right? Because we see the finished product. We're like, Cignetti's great, but not realizing he was essentially in the shadow of a great coach, his father, and then an even greater coach, his guy Nick Saban.
Yeah,
it's like, how do you get away from that?
And his brother was also a coordinator, I think, for Pitt for a while too. Just in a lot of shadows, and he's busted through. And I would argue he has done more of an impressive thing with Indiana than Saban has. I think Curt Cignetti is. This might be blasphemous to say, but he may be up on the Mount Rushmore of college coaches for what he has done at Indiana.
I mean, as far as the run that he's had, for sure.
Yeah, and also it's different in this era with NIL. You can turn a program around a lot.
NIL has hindered a lot of people.
Yeah,
with a lot more money.
Saban's gone out of the entire thing because of NIL.
I think I said at one point the hardest thing to do is to convince people at a school like Indiana.
Yeah.
to invest in football because they've never had
to write a check for a couple $1 million.
Yeah. And it's easy to convince like Miami, Bama, LSU to invest in football.
Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech. But like Indiana, like come on. This the type of thing on Shark Tank they would laugh you out.
Yeah, that's true. And it's another thing then to get the right kids to come in and play for you. So Kurt Signet, that 2023 JMU team, if they had made a New Year's Six, that would have been epic. Epic.
It's dangerous to put those kids up against it's those bigger schools.
It's a hazard. It is certainly a hazard. But I get why the rule was in place then, because JMU only had to pay $5,000.
Yes, I remember that.
And the rule's in place because back then that money's no issue. So you got to figure out other ways to be like, hey, maybe don't make the jump. Maybe be a little bit more critical of why we should make this jump. Now that it's $5 million, the money is doing that. Not a lot of schools got $5 million laying around. In the case of Sacramento State, who's now eligible, they had to find $23 million lying around because they're paying the $5 million to get to the FBS, and they're paying an $18 million check to the MAC.
And then they're hiring every like recognizable name that you can find.
I don't get Sac State. I do not understand.
I don't either.
Something's going to come out that like a Kawhi Leonard type deal with the aspiration stuff is going to turn out that they've done some real shady stuff in order to get where they are right now.
Sign of the times, man. Got to find the money.
Who even is their biggest alumni that is donating all of this? Is it because they're in this? I don't even know why. I don't even know how.
I don't know either, and I'm afraid to look it up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let that one lie. I'll just laugh at them when they lose a lot of their games and make a bowl game because they'll be somehow 6-6 and then get boat raced in a bowl game because they didn't have to wait the 2-year transition period. All right, let's get a quick break in. Step aside. World Cup Corner coming up next.
You're tuned into Fitz the Bill. Back in a moment. If you want to talk Braves baseball,
here comes some late night dynamite here at Truist Park.
There's only one place in town to turn for all the action. 106.1 ESPN, bringing you nonstop Braves action all season long.
High in the air, deep to left field. That's a long gone daddy.
Presented by our friends at Park and Go.
RVA has the international soccer fever, and the perfect spot to catch every match and enjoy great food is at La Playa Mexican Restaurant. Plenty of high-def, big-screen TVs showing every tournament game, with daily happy hour specialty drinks and chef-inspired menu specials. La Playa is a dining experience where the rich culinary traditions of Mexico meet the freshest seafood served daily. 2617 West Broad Street in the Fan. Dine in or order online at LaPlayaRVA.com and let the games begin.
There's enough needless nonsense in the world already. Your phone plan shouldn't add to it. Verizon's new Simplicity plan cuts down on the nonsense in your life. Now there's just one plan, one price, $30 a line per month, even for a single line. And everyone gets our best 5G network. It's a phone plan designed to do exactly what a phone plan is supposed to do. Isn't that a lot simpler? Switch today at Verizon.com or at your nearest store. For new customers, $30 per line includes auto pay and switch discount. Additional taxes, fees, and terms apply. Unlimited data is restricted to on-device smartphone usage. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4th of July sale and get 30% off paints and stains June 26th through July 6th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Experience fun in a street-legal electric low-speed vehicle from Bintelli at Richmond LSV. Schedule a test drive today. Info at richmondlsv.com.
Tune in to the Henrico Huddle with Dennis Bickmeyer the last Wednesday of each month, afternoons on 106.1 ESPN or updates online at henricosea.com. 106.1 ESPN on-air interviews presented by the Herman Allen Plumbing Heating and Cooling Hotline with Lennox products that make the air in your home absolutely perfect.
Summertime in RVA means one thing. Golf season is here. If you're looking for the perfect golf course, head over to Queenfield Golf Club, located just a few minutes east of Mechanicsville. Queenfield offers a beautifully secluded 18-hole course, spacious driving range, and professionally maintained practice greens and bunkers. Schedule your tee time today by calling 804-769-8838 or reserve a spot online at queenfieldgolf.com and make Queenfield Golf Club your new favorite course.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. 1061 ESPN Traffic.
Expect merging delays heading north on 195 between Laburnum Avenue and Brian Park Interchange. We're seeing some backup heading north on 95 between Downtown Expressway and the Lombardi Street Overpass, as well as some delays heading north on Powhite Parkway between Midlothian Turnpike and Chippenham Parkway.
You're tuned into Fitz the Bill, Richmond's only local morning sports talk show on 1061 ESPN Richmond. Powered by Ironclad Coffee and Baking Company.
Man, you did me dirty on that one. Turned my mic on at the wrong time. You asked me a question. I asked. Yes, I can. Yes, you can. Welcome back in. Fitz the Bill here on this Thursday morning. World Cup corner. Can you kick it? We had some people kicking it yesterday. Switzerland kicked it over Canada 2-1.
Man, Canada got lucky.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, it's funny. All yesterday, I kept thinking about all the hoopla about teams playing for a draw, taking it easy and stuff like that. There really isn't a scenario where that's good.
There's only 2 games though that mean nothing in this last group. Everyone was like, "Oh, there's going to be so many games that don't mean anything. There's going to be a horrible third game of the group stage," and it's only 2 of them. Only 2. It happens to be the United States. Turkey is one of them, so that's a little bit extra.
I'd rather be in the driver's seat for that. But even then, for the historical purpose, I probably would not just throw anybody out there.
And you called it, though. You called it with Mexico. You're like, they're going to want to win in front of their home fans. And they didn't just win. They downed them. I'll also say our texter who asked if they should let their parlay ride, it's riding right now. Switzerland won 2-1. Bosnia won 3-1. Brazil dominated Scotland 3-0. And Mexico got the 3-0 win. So all he's got left, or she got left, is Germany today. As Germany, that is an interesting one because Germany's playing Ecuador at not MetLife Stadium, New York, New Jersey Stadium. And Germany's already punched their ticket to the next round. So I ask the question now, with the parlay hinging on Germany, who is a slight favorite against Ecuador, $1 payout of $330. Does he let it ride? For a Germany team,
does Ecuador needs
points.
They need points.
It's tough, right? It's Ecuador right now only has 1 point.
What do you think they're offering for the buyout on that? That's probably like 100 and something.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's a $1 bet, man. Just for
just let it ride. Germany's so much better than Ecuador.
I'm the worst to ask these questions to because I don't like to hedge, it's a pride thing, man. Like I want to win or lose. I don't want to cop out.
See, I'm a cash out guy.
Nah, I'm a win or lose guy because for me, this is
only $1, so I wouldn't cash this out because it's only $1.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't cash out because it's only $1. But just when I'm gambling, I need to have it black or white. I need to be win or loss because it helps me get better. Right? If I keep cashing out, then I'm never going to call a game straight. Then I'm always going to be hesitant to do things. Like you have to take some risk when you're doing sports betting, and then it kind of gets you good at the game, man. Yeah. If you stick to it. So in this case, $1 to win 300 is something you can post about, become semi-legendary for
Yeah,
that.
he'll be legendary on this show.
I let it ride.
Let it ride. And tonight we've got, so I'll be tuned into Germany, Ecuador for
Tell
our
him Jack
texter.
sent you.
Yeah, exactly. Walk to the counter. He told me not to cash out. Curacao plays Ivory Coast. You got Japan, Sweden, Tunisia, Netherlands, Paraguay, Australia, Turkey, United States. That game is at 10 p.m. Both of the group games are at 10 p.m.
Watch party tonight.
And I ain't watching United States, Turkey. I'm going to be so straight up. That's a 10 p.m. kick for a game that does not matter. But it does matter for one person on the United States men's national team. And his name is Christian Pulisic. He missed the Australia game after suffering that injury in the first half of the Paraguay game. They said they pulled him for the second half out of just pure, just out of an abundance of caution. Then he didn't work out with the team leading up to the Australia game, was kind of off doing individual drills as he was rehabbing what appeared to be a much more serious injury than what we were led to believe. Didn't play in the Australia game. Now this Turkey game means absolutely nothing for the United States men's national team. They have punched their ticket to the round of 32. With the Qatar loss yesterday, with Bosnia-Herzegovina winning yesterday 3-1 against Qatar, that has all but set up a Bosnia-Herzegovina-U.S. showdown in the round of 32, then likely Egypt in the next round. And so it begs the question, should Pulisic play tonight against Turkey? He talked about his injury yesterday.
Yeah, it's been tough, but I was able to support the team and watch them get an amazing result in Seattle. And now just back training, pushing every day so that I can be available for this next game. I care, obviously, for this team so deeply, just like we all do. And I just want us to win, whether I'm playing or not playing.
Should he play, though? Should he play in the Turkey game? That literally means nothing.
Yes.
I agree.
Loosen your legs. Get the competitive juices flowing.
I think he should start and sit the second half because I think he needs to go through, get back into the routine of starting because he will start in the round of 32 if he's healthy against Bosnia-Herzegovina, right? So, like, he's got to learn that rhythm, figure out what the routine is. He did it once for Paraguay. You're going to need him to do it again against Turkey.
Or you can do like Brazil did Neymar last night. Bring him in after like the 75th minute and let him loosen his leg.
I guess, but I want him in the routine of going through pregame.
That's fine because, I mean, he's going to be positioned back into the starting role. Neymar is going to be a sub. But like they just want him to loosen his legs. And to me, it's the safest bet because like people are going for it, but there's not going to be too much malicious intent in the last like 10 minutes.
And I don't think there's going to be a lot of malicious intent for the entirety of this game because Turkey already eliminated and we already punched our ticket. Like this, you could literally just have
Paraguay goes for people.
Geez Louise. But you could literally just have a tea party on the pitch and then that would be good enough for the game because this game means nothing.
Last time America had a tea party.
Take that, England.
Why can't we set up a July 4th match with England?
Speaking of England, I'm very tempted to add. Are they already on our no bet list?
I mean, they're not by name, but I always kind of side eye them. I'm not a big England backer.
I don't know if you saw yesterday.
They're on Corey's no bet list.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if you saw yesterday in the games in Miami, David Beckham was there.
Yeah, Beck's always there.
Drinking a glass of red wine.
Yeah, what's wrong with
It was 91 degrees, high humidity. I love wine. I'm a big wine nerd, all of that stuff. I would never drink a big red wine at a soccer match that's 90 degrees.
If I was David Beckham,
man, and because of David Beckham and what he did yesterday, I'm tempted to throw England on my no bet list. That is blasphemy.
He's practically American now.
Okay, so
I think the commercial even made fun of it.
Then I'm close to putting him on the United States. Whoever he's associated with right now, I'm tempted to throw them on the no bet list. This man, it looked like a bold red wine. Not to get too wine nerdy. It was a deep ruby, a deep red. I mean, if he's drinking a Cabernet on a 90-degree day.
There are certain people, when you reach a status in the world, you're above the rules.
No.
He's above the rules.
It's not that there's rules or not. I'm just coming from a place of I'm a wine lover. I'll drink wine whenever, except at a soccer match when it's 90. Not because of rules. Man, I don't want to feel hot on the inside while I'm hot on the outside.
It was between that or a Stella.
Give me a Modelo. A Stella.
Yeah, he's the Stella guy.
Okay,
based on the commercial.
Based on the commercials. Man, I could be a lot of things for the right amount of money.
Stella and salt and vinegar chips. I've been seeing a lot of David Beckham.
Really?
I mean, those commercials run all the time.
I've not seen a David Beckham salt and vinegar commercial.
He's in the Lay's commercial. He's in that silly Stella's commercial with the buffalo wings.
I love with the other David.
Yeah,
I love the Stella commercial.
Yeah, and then I think he's in one of either Bank of America or one of those credit card commercials too. Which the only reason why I know these commercials is
because you're watching so much.
No, because I'm so disgusted that we have the stupid water break in between.
I don't think the water break's not that bad. It's not often I'm going to stump for Fox here and their coverage of soccer. It's not on Fox. Right. This is not an American invention.
Listen,
FIFA did this. FIFA did this, and now they're passing the blame onto Fox, and Fox has nothing to say.
The worst thing that can happen to somebody who's betting soccer is stoppage.
Yeah,
of any kind, because it's so much momentum involved.
I do love the fact that it adds 5 minutes to the end of the half. And then the
changes the tactics midway through.
Oh, 100%.
Every coaches utilize this to the max.
Exactly. Then they're smart to do it.
I can't wait for somebody to go back and scrub how many goals were scored after the hydration break.
I mean, there's been multiple games where you see there's a feeling out period because the coaches know that the first 20 minutes.
There was one match I was watching. They changed their entire formation.
Yeah,
and tactics.
It was one of the first games I remember,
and they ended up winning.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I think it was Scotland against Haiti or something.
Ridiculous.
I think, look, if it's going to be offered to you, you got to do it. It's not our fault. It's not the Americans' fault. Let me be ultra clear on that.
It screams American.
It's FIFA's fault. FIFA wanted to do it. FIFA is requiring them to do it. This is FIFA's fault. Most things I'm not going to say that. I don't want FIFA coming after me and kneecapping me. I'm going to keep it nice about them.
They got a price.
Yeah, they got a price. They got a price putting hydration breaks in and getting a lot of money off of those.
Did they have hydration breaks in Qatar? I can't remember.
And
I'm pretty sure it was hotter there.
I think they did if the temperature got above a certain.
Yeah, there was a condition, right?
Where like hydration breaks have always been part of soccer. If not always been part of soccer, but like in certain games, they will include hydration breaks when the temperature gets over a certain number with humidity.
There were hydration breaks. I just Googled it. It was the first thing that came up when I asked were there, and it finished it for me.
It's listening to you. It's listening to you.
No, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were Googling that.
They didn't sell them. Like they kept the broadcast there. This is the first year they're going to commercial for hydration breaks.
Telemundo doesn't do that, by the way. If you
really,
yeah, they don't do commercials.
Wow.
Yeah, they're straight still on the pitch. If you're looking for that,
I guess you can be upset at Fox for selling the hydration breaks, but
it screams America.
But FIFA has required them to do it.
It screams America.
Real quick, Golden Boot update over there in the World Cup.
Let's get to this conversation.
Because Vinny yesterday decided to make his claim for the Golden Boot. Messi still leads. He had the hat trick to start. Then he had a nice little brace. Mbappe has back-to-back braces. Haaland has back-to-back braces. They're both at 4. Vinny is up to 4.
Yeah, y'all must have forgot.
But he's played in 3 matches. But Vinny is the only one of the top 4 guys to also have an assist. I bet he is punching air right now that he gave up that assist.
He had a hat trick yesterday. They took it from him. I guess by the rules it was a foul, but I would have let it rock.
Vinny scored 1 goal in game 1, 1 goal in game 2, and scored 2 goals yesterday. So his count is up to 4. Haaland and Mbappe and Messi all still have 1 more match left to play in the group stage. And all of them are on to the round of 32. So we're going to get a fun Golden Boot race.
You missed the one fun fact. Mbappe and Haaland are playing each other.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely going for it.
I forgot. That's right.
It's going to be a whole lot of anything you can do, I can do better.
That's going to be one of the best games of the group stage. That's right.
Could you imagine being a teammate on either team? You're never going to get a shot.
You're never going to get a shot. You know what the pregame ritual, the pregame speech is going to be? Sacré bleu. That's going to be the French one.
Give me the ball.
And then Norway. Can I do a Norway accent?
You cannot. I don't even know what it sounds like.
I think it's like hinga dinga third.
Oh my gosh.
Something like that. You have to pass it to Haaland. There we go. I think I nailed that one.
How do you say pass me the ball in French?
Passe mira de ball. I can't even. I can do a Norwegian accent. I can't do a French accent.
Everybody's going to turn into Ronaldo.
Pierre.
Nobody's seeing the ball.
No, not at all. It's gonna, and then Messi's just going to be like, all right, you guys beat each other up. I'll take a nice little 5.
I mean, Messi has his opponents even giving him the ball. They're trying.
That was sad. And then Mbappe, Haaland don't have that same luck.
Absolutely not. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, Haaland gets entirely too much space. Like Mbappe, I kind of understand.
Yeah.
But like Haaland's in the box with nobody around him for like 7 yards. That is insane.
You know what's the craziest part about Vinny too being up there? Just thinking out it, because Haaland and everything, they're fantastic. Brazil is just dominant because tied for 5th is Cunha, who has 3 goals for Brazil.
Yeah.
Cunha.
Yeah. But the thing about Brazil, when you watch them play, a lot of those guys finish plays similar to Messi. Like Messi has a couple goals where he's anticipating deflections and things like that, and he's finishing. Like when Vinny passes the ball, Vinny's making runs. Like everybody's making the appropriate run, so they're setting themselves up for the opportunity to score. It's actually an underrated quality, similar to guys who pass in basketball, move without the ball. Like that's an underrated quality, because if you have people with vision on your team, they will find you. Vinny's hitter yesterday was really him just making the appropriate run and having better depth perception than both the goalie and the defender. Like he faded back. He got in position for the hitter. The goalie was too far up and missed. The defender was too far up and missed, and Vinny finished. So it's like if he doesn't make that run, he doesn't have that opportunity, and it's just an errant cross. But because he's doing fundamental things, he's in position to score.
And so 3 matches in, Vinny has entered the Golden Boot conversation. Haaland and Mbappe will face off against each other. Messi,
I can't wait.
Messi atop of it all with
10
5
shots
goals. Plus or minus, I'm taking the over. Messi with 5 goals through 2 matches. All right, let's get a quick break in. News or snooze coming up next.
You're with Fitz the Bill on 106.1 ESPN Richmond this morning. Short break coming up.
Tune in to the Henrico Huddle with Dennis Bickmeyer the last Wednesday of each month, afternoons on 106.1 ESPN, or updates online at henricosea.com. 106.1 ESPN on-air interviews presented by the Herman Allen Plumbing Heating and Cooling Hotline with Lennox products that make the air in your home absolutely perfect.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 888-250. Say Mike Rowe, and happy birthday to us.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
1061 ESPN on-air interviews presented by the Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Hotline with Lennox products that make the air in your home absolutely perfect.
This is advertising material.
When a motorcycle accident turns your world upside down, who's going to look out for your family while you're healing? Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys is here for you, fighting for injured riders and getting families the compensation they deserve. The consultation is free. Call 877-222-6666 or visit alexwins.law. Don't wait, alexwins.law.
This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George is licensed attorney in Virginia, is responsible for legal work. Office is located in Norfolk.
This is Freddie and Harry.
Well, you know who's the biggest winner? Not named Patrick Mahomes. Texas Tech Athletics and the NIL.
Yes, they
because
are.
Of the kind of money that he got and that he and Brittany contribute to NIL. Kirby Hogan, the athletic director, goes, oh, he got his own money, which means we got our money.
You know, Texas Tech, they could use a win right about now.
Exactly.
They could use a win right about now.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
1061 ESPN weather.
We're expecting mostly sunny skies today with temperatures warming up to a high of 87 degrees later this afternoon and partly cloudy skies tonight with lows dropping down to 68.
Coming up on the Thursday Mid-Major Match Show, wait until you hear who is in my top 15 quarterbacks list. Jack Fitzpatrick stops by to give his thoughts as well. 4 until 6 here on 1061 ESPN.
Richmond wanted local sports talk in the morning, and we fits the bill. Back now on 1061 ESPN Richmond. News
Extra, read all about it.
or snooze?
News or snooze this morning. Pull it up here. Sources. This was actually newsworthy and interesting. Hornets engaged in LaMelo trade talks.
Newsworthy.
Hey, you know who's happy and rooting this on?
LeVar, because he's going through a divorce right now with his wife for 30 years?
The police of Charlotte. Because they don't have to worry about him speeding through the city and crashing into cars and stuff.
I mean, this was shocking when this came out yesterday. Multiple teams.
It was inevitable, man.
Not right now.
Yes. Right now is the best time. His stock will never be higher.
Okay, that's fair. But if you want to get back to where you were, the Hornets need to run it back with that trio of Con Knipple, LaMelo Ball, and Brandon Miller. Who's their point guard? Grant Williams?
You're going to, oh, God.
That's what I'm saying.
You can find a point guard that will give the ball more to Miller and to Knipple and run this team properly. Nothing against LaMelo. I like LaMelo. I know what he brings to the table, but I'm pretty sure when I was watching him down the stretch last year, he was disrupting the rhythm a lot.
Okay. I mean, I don't agree with that fully. I would have loved to see that trio get another year. But you're right in the fact that LaMelo, who's been injury prone his entire career, finally had a fully healthy season, averaged 20.1 per game, 7.1 assists per game. He played in 72 games, a career high for him. So you are selling high, but you worry, are you going to get a player back of his caliber? Like, that is genuinely the concern. And right now, Timberwolves and Raptors are the most serious contenders to go out and get LaMelo. Who are the Timberwolves sending over back to Charlotte? Ayo Dosunmu, who you just signed to a massive extension? No, like, it's probably going to be draft picks. The Raptors, are you getting back Emmanuel Quickley, who's like a fine guard, a fine point guard, nothing really to write home about. Maybe. I just don't think you're getting a player back or a potential to get a player back with draft picks that can fit what LaMelo's doing. And LaMelo, now here's the thing with it. You're right. Coming off of one of his best career years, he stayed healthy. He also has 3 years left on his deal. He's also eligible for a 2-year, $119 million extension in July. So that's 5 years of team control potentially. And you don't often see a player of Ball's caliber hit the trade market with 5 years of team control at their disposal. I just think it's crazy right now to put him out there because the Hornets went from 19 wins to 44. They were, analytically speaking, the best team in the NBA over the final 2 months of the regular season. I'm very intrigued by this. I'm excited to sit back to see how it unfolds.
Absolutely. And again, I was actually shocked when I saw this. Was not expecting it, but it makes sense to me.
Ball has publicly said that just making it to the playoffs isn't enough. He wants to win a lot of titles. So maybe
the wrong city for sure.
Maybe this is actually triggered by LaMelo wanting out of Charlotte. Maybe. I don't know. Because again, if I'm the Hornets after this past year, if I'm the GM, I want to double down, keep that young core of Ball, Miller, and Knipple and see what they have a second year in Charles Lee's system and see if they can build on that momentum. Just feels like you could potentially halt that momentum and ruin it. Timberwolves, I'm shocked that they're in there.
Boston likes to shoot a lot of threes. Call them up.
Jaylen Brown, LaMelo Ball, straight up. Who says no?
I can tell you. All right.
Yeah, you're right. The Hornets say no.
Yeah. Lions, Terrion Arnold facing kidnapping and robbery charges.
All right, changing the gears a little bit. This is newsworthy.
Is it? Well, the only reason why I'm saying it's not newsworthy is because, like, if you know what he did, of course he's facing charges.
Oh, yeah. So more so newsworthy that he did the things that are being charged against him.
It's like we forgot.
Arnold faces 4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery, all felonies carrying a potential life sentence. He turned himself in yesterday in Tampa. He's the alleged ringleader of it all. Prosecutors say that Arnold coordinated and directed co-defendants to lure 3 men to an apartment where they were then robbed and held at gunpoint. Very heavy stuff, very scary stuff. Terrion Arnold, of course, probably won't play this year in the NFL, and there is a real chance that he gets a life sentence with these 4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery.
Yeah, the story goes that the gentlemen were at an Airbnb owned by Arnold. Some things were stolen, and Arnold decided to
lure them back into an apartment.
It's the lure part, I think. But yeah, he got his stuff back.
And
I don't know if I would have did it that way, but I mean, some people are like that.
Right now, Arnold, of course, is denying involvement, arguing that the case relies on testimony from convicted felons with incentives to shift blame to reduce their own sentences.
That's a good defense.
Currently, Detroit has not said anything, and they're staying out of it. So
yeah, he's coming to camp, right?
He was at minicamp.
Exactly. The NFL, man. Gotta love it. Matthew Stafford drops retirement hint, shares advice that he got from Brady and Breeze.
Snoozeworthy. I don't. It's with these older quarterbacks, they're always going to be like, am I going to retire? Am I not going to retire? And of course, the hint, I should say, is that he wants to play into his 40s. He talked with Tom Brady. He talked with Drew Brees. Drew Brees lit a fire under Matthew Stafford, told him before last season that, your best 5 years might still be ahead of you, young kid. Apparently that worked because he won MVP, threw for 46 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions, over 4,700 yards. And then in his MVP speech, shut down all retirement talk, saying, I'm coming back. But he has said that he will not commit to playing to more than 1 year at a time at this point in his career because he thinks that's unfair to his family, stuff like that. So Matthew Stafford sticking around in LA with Myles Garrett.
I would imagine that the advice was to get rid of the ball quicker as you are now older.
Yes. And you have Puka Nacua. Let him take the hits and get it away from you.
You may have Puka Nacua.
Yeah. Who knows? That's a whole other situation. He bit someone on New Year's Eve.
I keep bringing it up, but nobody's listening. We don't know who their wide receivers will be.
Devontae Adams, we know for at least 5 games until he gets hurt.
3.
2.
He's starting with the bad hamstring.
Maybe they could just bring Myles Garrett, have him play 2-way. Put him at tight end.
He's pretty fast. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he is. I know. You put him in short yardage situations. Who's tackling Myles Garrett?
Have you ever seen basketball or football players play basketball? That's what it looks like with a defensive player is like at running back or receiver.
Man, when football players play basketball, they dribble with their hands and they're like throwing the ball against the ground, and it's the most aggressive form of basketball you've ever seen.
Defensive players playing offense is just hilarious.
And when people are like, football players could go play basketball whenever they want. No, they couldn't. No, they could not. They'd foul out before they even touch the hardwood.
Dort does it.
Dort. Speaking of football players that are disguised as NBA players, Isaiah Stewart got traded yesterday.
Yeah, man, they sent Stu to Memphis. I bet he calms down now.
I bet he has.
I guarantee he calms down now.
And Ja Morant, there's talk around the league with Ja that they may have to, if they want to get rid of him and they are aggressively trying to get rid of him, they may actually have to attach a pick to him because of his salary and just salary dump him. And if a team is not willing to take on his salary, the Memphis Grizzlies are contemplating just buying him out. Like Ja Morant might just get bought out.
He's a head case.
Like that is how much of a problem he is to Memphis.
He's a head case.
Like this is a guy that we all thought was going to be a potential face of the league and lead Memphis to Western Conference success.
Bringing it back. Free Cam Boozer. He did not deserve this.
The Grizzlies did get an A+ for their draft, though, according to ESPN graders.
Poor guy, man.
Ben Golliver gave him the only
coming into
A+.
that situation. You're a like front court player with no back court play.
That meme from what is it, Community, when Donald Glover, his character, walks into the burning room and everything, and he's like holding the pizza, he's like all excited to party. That's Cam Boozer. He just walked in, he's like, I'm so excited, guys, I brought the pizza, and everything's burning around him, and he's like, oh no. The Grizzlies did have a pretty solid draft. Cam Boozer at the 3rd pick, Kareem Lopez with the 21st pick, Richie Saunders with the 32nd pick. They've now moved off of they brought in Isaiah Stewart, and they're likely going to move off of Ja Morant. It's going to be a completely new look Memphis Grizzlies to start this season. So it's going to be fascinating to see. Let's get a quick break in, step aside, be back with more Fitz the Bill to wrap up hour number 1 here on this Thursday morning. Hour number 2, we've got our quarterback list. Matt Joseph's joining to break down 15 through 1. I'm just going to say this right now. All right. People think I'm the biggest Jalen Hurts hater. I may not be the biggest Jalen Hurts hater on this station. That's coming up hour number 2. And Anthony Opperman, Flying Squirrels general manager, he'll be stopping by live in studio to kick off hour number 2. Talk a little bit about football night, which is tomorrow night over at CarMax Park. You can get tickets for as low as $10, squirrelsbaseball.com. We may be giving away some tickets to the game tomorrow, a 4-pack of tickets at 9 a.m. Listen in for your chance to win.
You're listening to Fitz the Bill. Don't touch that dial.
Vacation starts with VA. One thing you'll love about your trip to Virginia is that you'll never have to settle for one thing. All that you love is all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
I'm in my late 60s. My husband died a few years ago. He did all of our taxes. I sold a piece of property last year, and I forgot to claim the proceeds of the sale. Next thing I know, I got a letter from the IRS telling me that I owe over $50,000. Now I have a huge tax problem. I don't have that kind of money. I wish I knew who to call.
If you sold property in the last calendar year or didn't claim all of your part-time or even retirement income, you could be in big trouble with the IRS. Call first before they send you a letter. If you've already got a letter, call. We'll help you file years of past tax returns and save you time and money. So call the tax doctor. The call is confidential and free.
800-473-7104. 800-473-7104. 800-473-7104. That's 800-473-7104.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is advertising material. They offered you a settlement. Sounds good, right? Wrong. They're counting on you not knowing what your case is really worth. They're betting you'll take pennies on the dollar because you're scared and overwhelmed. Don't fall for it. Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys has recovered over $2 billion by going to war with insurance companies that try this every single day. Call 877-222-6666 or alexwins.law. Free consultation. You pay nothing unless they win. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Phil George's licensed attorney in Virginia. Responsible for legal work. Office is located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia 23510.
Do you work in healthcare? Your new future starts here. Eisenhower Health is recruiting for a variety of specialties in Southern California's beautiful Palm Springs area. Join a team where advanced care, compassion, and community come together at one of America's premier medical centers. At Eisenhower Health, you will deliver top-tier care with advanced technology while enjoying an exceptional quality of life. Find your place at Eisenhower Health. Visit emc.org/healthcarepros. That's emc.org/healthcarepros. We'll welcome you home.
No national voices, no syndicated takes, just Richmond's own morning sports talk. Fits the bill on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
I was half joking about LaMelo for Jaylen Brown straight up. Who says no? But the Celtics are still trying to trade Jaylen Brown. Yeah, this is according to Shams Charania. He's reporting that the Boston Celtics remain actively engaged in trade talks to move Jaylen Brown. Multiple teams interested in acquiring the all-star forward. I mean, honestly, you give me LaMelo and a first-rounder for Jaylen Brown. He's a headache to you. Apparently, LaMelo Ball's a headache to the Charlotte Hornets, I guess. Who says no? That's a pretty good little... I guess Jaylen Brown doesn't really play the point as much, but, like, I feel like that'd be a pretty good trade. I feel like that'd be pretty good.
I mean, again, it's worth a try because it sounds like, even though they're not saying it out loud, Brown's done with the Celtics. He wants out, and in the NBA, when a player wants out, they typically get out. So I would imagine... the chemistry is going to be weird between him and Tatum if they keep him there. So what do you have to lose? LaMelo's talented enough. You don't have to throw in too much money.
That's what I'm saying.
Too much of anything.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that could be fun. The Celtics push continues.
Somebody said Kobe White was better than LaMelo.
Whoa. Kobe White?
He has his moments.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess you could argue LaMelo also has his moments. But look, maybe it's because I lived in Charlotte for a couple of years and I saw LaMelo play when the Charlotte Hornets were utterly abysmal. But I've got a soft spot for LaMelo Ball. Sure, he drives his Lambos way too fast through the city of Charlotte, but who doesn't? Who doesn't drive their Lambos a little too fast through the cities of Uptown?
Jordan.
Yeah, but Jordan had to sell the team, so who's the real loser? Celtics, this is all happening while Brad Stevens is taking questions about Jaylen Brown, and Brad Stevens is saying, Jaylen Brown is a big part of us. I'm never going to predict the future. Every indication, everything I think about over the last few years has been building around those guys. You never know, but at the same time, the one thing I want to make very clear is how valued he's always been. He's been amazing. He's been an amazing teammate and a great person to be around. Of note, I'm putting on my diving too deep and reading between the lines, using the past tense when discussing Jaylen Brown, all but means that he is out the door in Boston, and they could probably get a pretty big return back for Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown right here, right now, I was on record saying it. I thought the Celtics would get worse if they traded Jaylen Brown for Giannis. I think Jaylen Brown is one of the top players in this league right now. I think he is very good at what he does. He willed the Celtics to their wins this year. He was the best player on Boston's team. He should have gotten more MVP votes. I think there's a real case to be made that Jaylen Brown could go to a team and get them into title contention if they have the right pieces around him.
I don't think Jaylen Brown can be a guy that can win you a championship by himself. I don't see him doing like a Kawhi with the team or anything like that, but he's a great player. He's a good talent. And if you pair him with the right people, he could then get you a championship.
He can be the best player.
But I think Jaylen Brown thinks he can Kawhi a team.
He cannot Kawhi a team, but he can be the best player on a championship team.
Yes.
That's how I view Jaylen Brown.
I just hope that he doesn't go to his next destination, doesn't want to share the rock or the limelight with somebody complimentary, because I don't think him and Tatum are as complimentary as we think. And I've said that before, right? Like they kind of pass it off, your turn, no, my turn. So I don't have a problem with them breaking it up. I just don't want him to overvalue himself and think that he's like to do essentially what Durant did, right? Talk yourself out of a better situation, maybe the best situation with the system built for you, and then you find out that you really can't win by yourself.
Man, I think, and we were joking about it, but I do think the Trailblazers would be a great spot for Jaylen Brown.
No, man.
Look, they got Drew Holiday. They've got enough that they could package and send a good deal back to Boston. They've got the young Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, and oh, by the way, Damian Lillard is going to return next year. I think that could be a fun landing spot for Jaylen Brown.
With a cheap owner.
Yeah, but
they don't even know if they're going to be in Portland much longer.
The NBA will not allow a team to relocate. I can guarantee that right now. The NBA will not allow a team to relocate. So, Portland, you're stuck with the cheap owner, but maybe he'll bring in Jaylen Brown. His contract's already signed. He doesn't have to give him any extra money. It's already done. All right, stick around. Hour number 2 coming up next. Anthony Opperman, the Flying Squirrels general manager, joining us to kick it off, plus our quarterback list, 15 through 1.
Experience fun in a street-legal electric low-speed vehicle from Bintelli at Richmond LSV. Schedule a test drive today. Info at richmondlsv.com.
Check out every international soccer match while enjoying an authentic Mexican dining experience at La Playa Restaurant, 2617 West Broad Street in the Fan, LaPlayaRVA.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Grove Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
The Rich Eisen Show.
We have some breaking news out of Cleveland Browns.
Here it comes. And my eyes see.
Breaking news.
Dylan Gabriel's wearing number 6. Oh, rocking the look he has to have because somebody took his number.
I told you, it's like Friday, man. He Debo'd that. Debo took Red's bike. Verse took Gabriel's number. Just took it.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman to save money.
We need a new stuntman.
You just need feedthepig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Your home for Richmond Spiders athletics all year round. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 1061 ESPN. You're listening to the second hour of Fitz the Bill on 1061 ESPN.
Welcome in hour number 2 of Fitz the Bill, rolling right along on this Thursday morning. Appreciate you clocking in, making us part of your day on ESPN Richmond, the ESPN Richmond app, ESPNRichmond.com. streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, as we are now joined Anthony Opperman, the Flying Squirrels GM, in for a little preview of football night that we've got coming over there at the CarMax Park tomorrow. Anthony, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jack. First time, long time. So excited to be on the show with you.
Heck yeah. You know, I've always wanted to call into a radio show and be like, first time, long time. I've never been able to use that properly, but I'm glad you're able to squeeze that one in. First 2,500 fans tomorrow, they receive these awesome soccer scarves that you've brought in here today. Las Ardias Voladores. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
You got it.
All
I
right.
mean, listen, you're talking to somebody who's got German and Czech roots and background from a small town in Texas. So maybe not the best in terms of rolling my R's. I've got a thick tongue, but I think you got it.
All right, perfect. That's all I needed to know. I took French in high school and I took Italian in college. So when I saw that it was neither one of those, I was like, I'm out of luck here. But first 2,500 fans receive these awesome scarves. Gates open at 5:30. First pitch at 7:05. We'll be out there as well. Come on by, say hi. Tickets start as low as $10 on squirrelsbaseball.com. And look, today, tomorrow, we'll be giving away some tickets, and we're starting right now. Text in Squirrels. Between now and the end of the show, you'll be entered in to win a 4-pack of tickets. 804-327-0888. Text in Squirrels. Between now and the end of the show, you'll be entered in to win a 4-pack of tickets. But Anthony, World Cup fever, it has taken over CarMax Park. Have you been following along? I know the schedules are tough in the summer for you with everything you guys have going on in minor league baseball, but have you carved out some time to watch the U.S. men's national team and any other teams that you may be rooting for?
You know, this is a really challenging time for us to keep up with anything happening outside of CarMax Park. We were in the middle of a stretch of 18 games in 28 days, so there's a lot of baseball in June for us, but definitely been following along. Looks like South Africa is maybe a little bit of a Cinderella story, right? But you know, it'll be interesting. I mean, it's been really cool to see that the United States has held their own and kept the interest, especially with the World Cup, you know, being stateside this year. So, I mean, look, there are a lot of soccer fans in our office, and they've got it on in, you know, their workstations and everything else. So certainly people have been following along. It'll be fun to celebrate that at, you know, a baseball game too. That's the fun thing about minor league baseball is, you know, it's not just about baseball. It's about the experience. It's about, you know, the environment, and to be able to lean in on something like the World Cup and the soccer scarf giveaway, and to, you know, be able to do that as part of like our Latin American celebration too with the Copa de la Diversión program. Like, I think it all just kind of ties in that. And again, that's the beauty of minor league baseball.
I mean, you're speaking to minor league baseball is one of my favorite things in the world. I lovingly call it, and I don't know if I should be saying this to you, but I lovingly call it bad baseball. I love bad baseball. And it's not that it's a bad product. It's just that it isn't Major League Baseball. It means more to everyone playing. It means more to the front office. It means more to everyone involved in it. And you see it with so many of these fun theme nights. You see it with what every single at-bat means, and you see it what it means with the marketing staff and everything like that. Minor league baseball is my favorite thing in the world.
Well, listen, and I say this all the time to people, like, you know, the major leagues, that's the wins and losses business. And I'm going to be honest, like, the wins and losses business is tough. It's great when you're winning, but if you're not winning, it's really hard from, you know, not just the on-field standpoint, but then off the field standpoint, the business operations. Like, it's tough if you're not winning. So I'm very grateful to be in the fun business and just to market and to be able to promote fun and create fun within the ballpark. And, you know, I think that's really what the beauty of minor league baseball is. It's about fun. It's about the experience. And, you know, having a jewel like CarMax Park to really elevate that experience has been just incredible for us, and just, you know, so grateful for that opportunity and to be able to bring that to Richmond.
And Anthony, you hit on where I wanted to go with this. CarMax Park. I've been out there one time already this season. I'm super excited to I'm actually going to the game tonight and then also tomorrow, doing a little double dip.
Let's
here.
go.
So we're gonna have some fun over the next 2 nights at CarMax Park. But I mean, I love the Diamond. Everyone who's ever come to a Flying Squirrels game has loved the Diamond, but CarMax Park, man, it's beautiful. It's awesome. What has been the reception like from your end so far in the inaugural season at CarMax Park?
I mean, almost without exception, everyone has just commented about how beautiful the ballpark is. And, you know, there's not a bad like view or vantage point, no matter where you're at. A lot of people have talked about how much they enjoy the opportunity just to walk around the 360-degree concourse.
It was crazy. My mind couldn't wrap. I was like, wait, I can just keep walking and I can just do laps all game. I don't have to do these weird semicircles anymore.
the wide concourses. So, no matter what the weather is, I know there's maybe some chance of rain in the forecast Friday, but listen, the field at CarMax Park, like it drains like no other. That Sunday when we had those crazy storms roll through on the 14th, it dumped buckets, and by 8:30 the storms were out and the field was perfect. Like it was perfect, and we ended up finishing the game that day. There were parts of town that were without power and everything else. We had the lights on at CarMax Park, and we finished baseball that day. So like no matter what the conditions are, like there are places to go at CarMax Park. Wider concourses, the backstop behind home plate. It's got the big fans going and nice spots to go cool off if it's a little bit warm for you or if you need to stay dry. So, we play baseball at CarMax Park, game on always at CarMax Park. But there's just so many places to be able to enjoy the game and really build community, which is the thing I've come to appreciate it about the most.
So what's your favorite outside of building community? Because that is a massive part of it all. But favorite part of CarMax Park? Like, is there a new food item that you guys have introduced to CarMax Park? Is there something kind of that if you're going there for the first time, you have to experience that's your favorite?
Yeah, that's a tough one because there are a lot of things, there are a lot of options. I do think that backstop area behind home plate was a game changer for us because on Sundays we do our signature Sundays. We got a couple of guys signing autographs for fans. Before the start of the game. It's a really cool spot just to be able to go hang out, cool down, and still be able to interact with people, see the game on TVs and stuff. I think low key, if I were coming to a game as a fan, I'd want to buy one of those $12 not hold tickets and sit in the outfield in the bleachers. It's such a cool view and vantage point. And I love the fact that now our fans get an opportunity to make a connection with the outfielders. And the guy who plays center field most nights for the Squirrels, Bo Davidson's, is a pretty good player and a really good up and coming prospect. So just to see the interaction between the fans and the teams is really cool. The patio spot down the left field line, that's a flex zone ticket. So it's $10. There's a drink rail right in front of the visitors bullpen, literally right there. And, I was kind of concerned about that coming in. I was like, Richmond, we have a tendency to create a little bit of a home field advantage here in the RVA. But just talking with some of the visiting staff, they love it. They love the proximity to the fans. They love that there's that interaction. So I think that's one of the things that for me is really cool. It stands out. It's just all those moments of interactivity. And then, obviously one of my background, I'm really big into the entertainment experience too. And I think, just with all the new bells and whistles we have at CarMax Park, we can elevate the entertainment experience. We've got DJ tomorrow night. We'll have, salsa music and stuff out. So, just the opportunity to kind of create that atmosphere night in and night out has been really fun.
Yeah, going to CarMax Park, you mentioned the not hold tickets out there and sitting in you've got to sit in the outfield because if you've only ever made it to a Flying Squirrels game when they're at the Diamond, you never were able to experience that. But there's some of I lived in Charlotte for a couple of years and going to the Knights games. One of my favorite things was sitting out in the outfield and having nice conversations, maybe a couple of times you do a little nice heckle or something like that to the opponent, but having a good time with the outfielders because there is you can talk with them. The rail right in front of the visitors bullpen, similar to other ballparks around the minor league systems. I love going to minor league ballparks. I've checked a bunch off my list, doing a couple of more this summer, doing a road trip around. So I'm excited to see how CarMax Park stacks up. Doing Kannapolis, Asheville, which Asheville is one of my favorite minor league ballparks. You're just in the middle of the mountain. And then out at Knoxville. So doing a little southeast little road trip.
Yeah,
so.
I'll be curious to get your feedback on Knoxville and Kannapolis. I've not visited.
I'll bring a
breakdown,
a detailed breakdown for you. See what they're doing right, wrong.
Yeah,
maybe not wrong. What they're doing right. See if things like that could be incorporated in.
Hey, that's what we do around the business, right? And it's flattery when you see somebody that's kind of borrowed a concept or a promotion and maybe tweaked it a little bit to make their own. But that's really what a lot of this is you kind of take a concept and then you repackage it and put it in your wrapping and branding and then, introduce it to the fan base. But look, if it works, it works. And I always say sometimes too, the simplest things are sometimes the things that work the best, and like, go with what you know and what's proven. And, that's definitely something throughout the sports entertainment industry. We borrow a lot of ideas and concepts from a number of different, teams. And really, we're looking at a lot of major league teams, like fifth inning, the A coordinator. Like, that's the thing. You got to come to CarMax Park to see the A coordinator and maybe catch a t-shirt from the A coordinator. I was hanging out with some guys in the knot hole the other night that were really stoked to get their A coordinator t-shirt. But that concept was borrowed from the Cincinnati Reds. And when we were having our, A coordinator produced, the other team that was having one made was the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I mean, that's also speaks to like the level of investment from ownership and wanting us to be able to put out like a major league caliber product at CarMax Park too, because we believe that, Richmond deserves that.
Yeah. And one of you, please correct me when I'm wrong here, but one of the only minor league teams, if not baseball teams, to have two mascots as well, with Nutsy and Natasha, right?
It's very rare to see that. There are a handful that do. The one thing that makes us kind of unique with that really is kind of how we've leaned in with Natasha. We were the first minor league baseball team to actually feature our female mascot character in our on-field look and on-field uniforms. We've got a series of Natasha dates throughout the year, but really, like, that's we got a lot of girl dads on the staff. Ben Rothrock, our COO, he's a girl dad. Like, you want that representation too. And Natasha is, she's a softer character. So like for the younger kids, like she's a little less menacing than Nutsy's superhero physique. So, everybody kind of, they all have their place in kind of reaching different audiences and demographics. And, really, again, for that Natasha brand, it is about kind of leaning in and look, girls play softball. Like that's a big part of this too. Like that's a big part of the community. And we always want to be representative of our community as well, which, is part of the COPA initiative and everything else. And I was just talking about this with Jackson Harefield, our director of merchandising, yesterday. I think the thing that we take the most pride in relative to our brand is like, we represent Richmond. Like, we're not doing a lot of the gimmicky, alternate identity things that are kind of out there. And you're like, I don't understand what this thing is even. And it's really like hyper, like regional or whatever. Like, we just take pride in representing Richmond. Like tonight, the Squirrels are going to be wearing their River City jerseys, and, we got a River City smash burger deal and everything else. Like, but we represent Richmond. And, that's one of the things I think we've always taken a lot of pride in is saying, Richmond and being Richmond's team.
Yeah. I mean, that River City kit. Here, I caught World Cup fever too, calling a kit.
Let's go.
Probably some of the best hats in Richmond, and
so good.
I might have to get one here tonight when I'm two nights at CarMax Park. I cannot wait. Where can people check out more, get tickets for tomorrow's game, tonight's game, and just kind of be in the know with everything that the Flying Squirrels have going on?
Yeah, 100%. Squirrelsbaseball.com to get all your information about kind of what's coming up. We're home through Sunday. So a lot of different activities going on River City night tonight. I've got the soccer scarf giveaway tomorrow, which they're so cool. They're so good. Presented by our friends at Care Scout. So, 2,500 of those. Definitely get to the game early and be a part of the pregame festivities too. Like, you got to be a part of that as well. It's not just for first pitch. It's like getting there early, being able to explore the ballpark. And then Saturday we got fireworks, and then for Sunday's game, EDM night. So we got DJ Carter Baldwin spinning some tunes and kind of creating some atmosphere pregame, and then also the signature Sundays that I mentioned at the backstop, post-game catch on the field on Sunday. So it's a really cool vibe for families as well. 5:05 game, so it's later in the day after the sun goes down, not as hot. So, just again, it's going to be packed, kind of wrapping up this month of June. Then we take a little bit of a break, kind of on our World Cup break for a little bit, and then come back mid-July. And what's crazy is only 27 home games left. So, now's the time to get squirrelsbaseball.com and get to CarMax Park.
Anthony, real quick before we let you go, because I mentioned this when we were off air. Minor League Baseball changed the way they did their scheduling right after COVID, where you guys now have these long week series from Tuesday to Sunday. Monday's your off day each and every week, and you host the same team and you said 18 games in 28 days
is the stretch we're going through now,
which is just an absolute marathon. It's a grind because you're there for 12, 15 hours a day at the park. Like, I get how crazy that is. How have you liked that scheduling change? How has it helped you guys?
I think it's great because the fans know, like, there's that consistency. That's the routine. You can plan for it. We're in an odd stretch now, but more often than not, it's, home a week, away for a week, home a week, away for a week. So really allows you to build a routine. And I also think from a player development side, it's incredibly beneficial too. Obviously it kind of cuts down on some of the travel, which was part of this for teams as well. But you also get to see guys make adjustments throughout the course of the week. And that's really what this is about is, you're facing the same team. So you've got to make adjustments. The pitchers are going to make adjustments to hitters and vice versa. So just to be able to see and for guys in real time to be challenged in that way, there's a starting pitcher who, if you pitch the Tuesday game, you're pitching the Sunday games. That's challenging, right?
Yeah.
Like to face the same team twice in back-to-back starts. So, I think it really has helped from a player development side as much as a wellness side, and then from the business ops side as well.
I love it. Anthony, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for swinging by. We are pumped for tomorrow's game. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Los Ardias Voladores, the night soccer night, World Cup fever, football night, free soccer scarves to the first 2,500 fans. It should be an absolute blast. Thank you for stopping by.
No, appreciate it, Jack. And if you're behind the first base dugout, we're going to have a supporter section going on too.
Really?
So it's going to be like full on soccer vibes.
I might start twirling my scarf. It's going to be a fun time, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Scrollsbaseball.com to get those tickets, and appreciate you having me. Have fun. Go nuts, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Anthony. We'll get a breaking QB list coming up next.
Fitz the Bill on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Back in just a moment.
Experience fun in a street-legal electric low-speed vehicle from Bintelli. Now available for cruising in your neighborhood from Richmond LSV. Our LSVs come with a Virginia license plate, lithium battery, Bluetooth, and much more. Follow us on social media, Richmond LSV. Schedule a test drive today. Text 804-363-4351 or email info@richmondlsv.com. Fun, fully charged.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4th of July sale and get 30% off paints and stains June 26th through July 6th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Golf season is here. Whether it's your first round of the year or the next round, make sure you're playing it at Hunting Hawk Golf Club. We're offering special pricing this summer on outings for civic organizations, churches, kids' athletic teams, or your own special fundraiser. Also, now is the time to start signing up for your fall golf outings. For more information or to book a tee time, give us a call at 804-749-1900 or visit online at huntinghawkgolf.com.
Coming up on the Thursday Mid-Major Match Show, wait until you hear who is in my top 15 quarterbacks list. Jack Fitzpatrick stops by to give his thoughts as well. 4 until 6 here on 106.1 ESPN.
Richmond wanted local sports talk in the morning, and we fits the bill. Back now on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
All right, welcome back in. Fitz the Bill. It is time for our quarterback list, 15 through 1. And as a reminder, these are quarterbacks that if we are starting a franchise tomorrow and we need to win a Super Bowl as fast as we can, these are the quarterbacks we are going with. Agree with the list? Disagree with it? Text us in. Let us know. 804-327-0888. The Radkey Insurance text line is open. Let us know your thoughts on our quarterback list. And folks, there is nothing like quarterback list season. In the off season, before training camp gets underway, we just wrapped up mini camps. Feel like we have a good gauge on how things are going to be shaken out here. Join now, host of the Mid-Major Match Show, Matt Josephs, 4 to 6 p.m. every weekday. Matt, are you ready for a quarterback list?
Yeah, it was fun going through this. It was fun figuring out what our parameters were because we had two different parameters. So we evened things out a little bit. And I'm always ready to debate.
So we've already both done 32 to 16. We've already said who the lower half of this quarterback list is. There are quarterbacks that I always put quarterbacks in a couple of different buckets here, Matt. And I think it's important to say it at the top. I've got quarterbacks you can win because of, and that's the top of this list. I've got quarterbacks you can win with, and then quarterbacks you just can't do anything with. And that was most of the guys in the bottom half. Those are guys like Tua Tagovailoa, Michael Penix Jr. You've got guys in there like, I didn't rank Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins kind of fits in there now at this stage of his career. I probably should have ranked Kirk Cousins, but I just was like, Mendoza is the quarterback there. Kirk Cousins is the bridge, but all of the guys we have here, 15 through 1, in my opinion, are guys you can either win a Super Bowl with or because of.
Yeah, I would say so. I think the first group that we're going to do, since we're going to go 15 to 1, like I feel like, as I talked about with Lake yesterday, a couple days ago, I think these are guys that you could rip the name off the back of their jersey, and a lot of them have the same qualities. They're strong here, but they're not as strong here.
All right, so let's drum roll this one out on our number 15 quarterback. Who's your 15th quarterback?
Well, it's my guy, Jalen Hurts. I have Jalen Hurts as the number 15 quarterback right now in the NFL. And I guess we should give the parameters real quick, just in case somebody missed the beginning. The parameters that we have set are, and I'm going to pull up your text here so I am very exact.
Quarterbacks, you're starting a franchise tomorrow. You got to pick a quarterback. You got to win a Super Bowl as quickly as you possibly can. You got to win a Super Bowl next year. What quarterbacks are you taking?
Yes. So this is putting a priority on the guys that you think can carry their team, because most likely if you're starting a franchise tomorrow, unless you're in the NHL, you're going to have a mediocre team around it.
The Golden Knights.
Right, exactly. Unless you're the Golden Knights and you get all the stars. But yeah, so I'm putting more of a priority on the guys that I think can win and will carry their teams to the victory. Jalen Hurts. I think he's the modern day Troy Aikman. I think he's the modern day. He's better than Trent Dilfer, but I think he had a really good defense 2 years ago to win the Super Bowl. He had one of the best all-time running backs to win it. And I think he is a guy who needs a lot of help around him in order to win in this situation.
I'm flabbergasted that I have Jalen Hurts ranked better than you.
Wow.
I have him ranked higher. I did have him for a very long time. I had a couple of iterations of this. Like Jalen Hurts at one point checked into my number 16 spot. Then he got his way up to the 15 spot. Just to spoil it, he's my 14th ranked quarterback. So it's not like we're way off here.
Right.
But I mean, yes, Jalen Hurts, there are so many flaws in his game. Something that when we say that a quarterback that you're starting a franchise tomorrow and you want to win a Super Bowl as quickly as possible, because I know there's someone right now texting as quickly as their thumbs can possibly allow. What do you mean, Jack? He's played Super Bowls before. He's won a Super Bowl. He played excellent in the Super Bowl he lost. And I get it, but he's so scheme dependent. Jalen Hurts in this new offense that we have that they are going to have this upcoming season in Philadelphia. I don't know if he's going to be successful. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of Philly in 2027.
Well, especially with the class coming out.
Like, I genuinely don't know. Exactly right. Exactly.
And especially with a GM like Howie Roseman, who knows how to maneuver his way up a draft board if he needs to.
Carson Wentz, we all thought he was an MVP type quarterback, then had that injury at the tail end of the season, doesn't win MVP, never becomes the same quarterback again, drafts Jalen Hurts. He benches Carson Wentz, puts Jalen Hurts in, takes him to 2 Super Bowls, wins 1. And now there are real limitations with Jalen Hurts. We talk about all the time his inability to throw between the numbers. That is a huge, huge issue with Jalen Hurts. Over his last 2 seasons, so the 2024 to 2025 regular season, he has thrown 680 passes outside the numbers. He's only thrown 54 between the numbers. He's more likely to throw it outside the numbers at 12.6 times more often of a clip. That is absolutely insane. His touchdown rate is better when he's throwing outside the numbers. He's just a better quarterback. His passer rating's better when he's throwing outside the numbers. Just a better quarterback outside the numbers. He's going to have to completely redo his style of play this season. Now with Mekhi Lemon and Devontae Smith as his wide receivers 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I like his intangibles. He is a winner. I mean, so let's be. He has not, other than the fumble in the first Super Bowl, he has not lost a lot of games for them.
Yes.
He may not necessarily have won them, but he has not been the reason they lost very often. And I think, well, maybe the locker room likes him. We'll see, because there was a lot of people sad that A.J. Brown left. But I think he has intangibles to win, but he needs a lot of people to help him win.
Yes, 1,000%. My 15th quarterback is probably, I would assume he's going to be your 14th quarterback, depending. Sam Darnold?
No.
I've got, is Sam Darnold in your top 15?
No.
Really?
No.
That's shocking. I haven't heard your first 32. Where is he? 16, 17?
20.
That low, really?
I just want to see it again. Remind
me. Well, I mean, you did see it in 2024, and then he did it again in 2025. He has shown over the last 2 seasons that he is one of the top quarterbacks. Consistency is an issue with him. Playing when he's pressured is an issue with him. But Sam Darnold has proved it, then proved it again. He's top 10 in adjusted EPA per play over the last 2 seasons, 4th best success rate over those 2 years. I see your point. Who do you have between? Who's 19, 18, 17, 16?
So remember, the parameters changed because we're trying to win a Super Bowl in the first year of a new franchise. So these are guys that I feel like are products of their team. I have Jared Goff 16 because I just think Jared Goff's a Ben Johnson product.
I had Goff at 16 as well, so we align on that.
I have Justin Herbert 17. He's never
That's insane.
But he's never won a huge game. And so, like, you're asking me to take a first-year franchise and have a guy who's never won a playoff game or has never played really well in the playoffs, and you're asking me to win with him? So, like, I've never been a Herbert guy. On my show, I've talked about, I think he's the AFC's Kirk Cousins.
That isn't okay. All right.
18, I have Bo Nix because I just want to see it again.
Yeah. Well, I agree with Bo Nix. I have him lower. I have him at 21. But,
okay, yeah. Good quarterback, but I want to see it again. And then I have Brock Purdy at 19.
Okay, I don't have Brock Purdy that low either. Wow. All right. We differ a lot. The Justin Herbert discourse is going to be fun as we get higher up in this list. But I've got, Darnold at 15. So there are real issues in his game, though, because when he's pressured, he is utterly abysmal. When he's kept clean, he's fantastic. But there is a huge swing of negative 0.316 EPA per play, expected points added, just a way to gauge how effective a player is at creating scoring opportunities. It has a drastic negative swing when he gets pressured. And that's a massive, massive issue for Darnold. And it was evident in the first couple of weeks. And that's why he's not higher on my list.
Much like when the Russell Wilson discourse with your team the first time around, I think the defense gets a lot more credit for your success last year than Sam Darnold. So, and, the 14 interceptions are a lot for me. And it's just, look, he took a team with one wide receiver and won the Super Bowl. So I have to give him credit for that. But your defense did a lot of the heavy lifting that last year.
I mean, without a doubt, kind of similar to what we were saying with Jalen Hurts, too. They had an elite level defense and a running backs. And I think that's what we're just going to get into at this level of the list. But, man, Darnold being that low for you is crazy for him. He kind of was a guy. You started a franchise, kind of, in theory. Yeah. You slotted him in, he won a Super Bowl. But I see you want at least 3 years of evidence before you buy any more Sam Darnold stock.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to see that and I want to see the interceptions get cut down. And because let's remember,
they'll never get cut down. That's just who Sam Darnold is.
Exactly. And remember, the defense is going to be mediocre, so the defense is not going to carry our mythical franchise with the first year with the new quarterback. So as I just said, I give the defense all the credit in the world in Seattle.
So who's your 14? My 14 was Jalen Hurts.
So my 14 is my lottery ticket. I'm betting that Deshaun Watson gets back to slightly better than he was in Houston.
That is a massive lottery ticket. My God.
I just believe in Deshaun Watson. And remember, you're asking me for 1 year. And I think this year, Deshaun Watson's going to do pretty well. Now, look, he's got nothing in Cleveland to throw to and play with and everything. Like, he's going to be under siege, I feel like, a lot. But if you're asking me for 1 year and there's a chance Deshaun Watson can get back to anything close to Houston, he's my lottery ticket at 14.
Look, if you're buying that lottery ticket, I got a beachfront property to sell you in Kansas.
I might be interested in that.
that is. He was just to throw it out there in case you missed Fitz the bill yesterday. Deshaun Watson, I ranked 35 quarterbacks.
Okay,
he was 35th.
You rank 35.
Deshaun Watson is during his time in Cleveland when he has been healthy quotation marks, the worst quarterback according to every single advanced metric. We have never seen a quarterback play as horribly as Deshaun Watson has in the history of the NFL. He is horrible.
He also had nothing to work with, though, and in a bad system.
I mean, that bad system, Shedeur Sanders put up better numbers in, Dylan Gabriel put better numbers up in, Joe Flacco put better numbers up in.
Well,
Joe Flacco took him to the playoffs.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, I'll give you. I mean, Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel weren't exactly. I mean, Dylan Gabriel had 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. But yeah, this is my lottery ticket. I just look. It could be horrible, and he could be horrible, and my team loses. But I also remember what he was in Houston, and I want to choose to believe that he's going to get close to that. On my new franchise. Man,
next you're going to tell me Derek Carr is number 13 for you because you remember what Derek Carr was like his MVP season.
He's not in the league anymore.
I know, exactly. But still, number 13, I've got Trevor Lawrence.
I have Jordan Love.
Okay. I understand with the Jordan Love. I've got Jordan Love much higher. Where do you have Trevor?
10.
Okay. So similar vibes on Trevor Lawrence. I think I love the Prince who was promised. I really am buying a lot of stock based off of the tail end of last year, second half of the season with Liam Cohen. The dude was very good in that second half of the season. Interceptions were a little high with 12, but he had 29 touchdowns. Did have 5 game-winning drives last year for the Jags, and he was 6th in the NFL with 4,007 passing yards.
I just think he finally reached his potential last year. Like he's had good seasons. His second year, he had 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He had guys to throw to last year. I just felt like last year Lawrence lived up to what we finally thought he was going to be after some middling years before then.
Okay, and who'd you say your 14 was?
My 13 was Jordan Love.
13.
I really like Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love. Now look, he's got a little bit of pressure on him because his contract, like they can get out at a decent point and not owe a lot of money. But I kind of like Jordan Love.
Matt, you're talking to a Jordan Love believer.
Okay,
I won't spoil where I have him, but he is much higher than where you are. So you don't have to convince me on any Jordan Love.
I just think
that doesn't sound right, but
I just think he's got he has his wide receivers are a lot of 2s. He's got a lot of 2s, but he's got, a nice group of wide receivers together. And I don't know how much of it's Matt LaFleur, how much of it's him, but I'm a Jordan Love guy.
I like it. All right. Who's 12?
So 12 is Caleb Williams for me.
Okay. We're starting to get into similar territory. There's a couple of wild cards that I think I'm going to be throwing out here that you may not agree with, but Caleb Williams at 12 is very respectable.
But this year will tell me whether or not it was Ben Johnson last year or Caleb Williams finally became what we expected from Caleb Williams.
I mean, it's tough, right? Because Caleb Williams is arguably the best offensive play caller in the NFL this year, and he had arguably the worst head coach in the NFL the year before in Matt Eberflus. So I would imagine Caleb Williams, a quarterback, is somewhere right in the middle because his adjusted EPA per play increase from his freshman campaign to his sophomore campaign was a 670% increase in adjusted EPA per play. That is unheard of. He went from an adjusted EPA of negative 0.017. So he was actively hurting his team's scoring chances every time he touched the ball his freshman year. I keep saying freshman. His rookie year, let me get into the NFL state of mind, right? And his second year, he had a 0.097 adjusted EPA per play. That is a lot of Ben Johnson, but I also think it's Caleb Williams maturing in the NFL.
Well, and it's also he took 68 sacks in 2024 and took 24 the next year. That makes a whole lot of difference.
Isn't that insane?
I did not realize it was that high until I did the research and looked at it. 68 is insane because you play 17 games.
17 games.
I mean,
most sacked quarterback in the history of the NFL.
I mean, that's like a lot of sacks per game, and you would assume there's 1 or 2 games where maybe he didn't have many, and then there's a couple where he had a ton.
And a sack, the nerds call sacks drive killers because they're almost as bad as an interception. Like if you get sacked, your odds of scoring on that drive drop drastically. So every time he got sacked, every single one of those drives, you could essentially chalk up to being a punt and a scoreless venture. My 12th quarterback is Brock Purdy. I've got Brock Purdy pretty high. I can't use the words I call him while I watch him play against the Seattle Seahawks because they are not FCC compliant. I've just been burned so many times by Brock Purdy. Last season, he got hurt. That was a big issue, but the advanced metrics love this guy. Over the last 3 seasons, he has the best adjusted EPA per play in the NFL. And I just think he's a playmaking stud that you can slot in a lot of different systems, and he can be exceptional in.
I mean, I just wonder if he's a Kyle Shanahan product.
That's a very fair argument, and you can poke that hole in that entirely. I think he's got the makeup to be successful in a lot of different systems, though, because he's got good agility, he's got good athleticism, he's got a good arm. Now, he's not exceptional in any of those, but he's good in all of them.
But then I'll poke a hole in that by saying Mac Jones looked competent in that offense. And I don't think Mac Jones was as good as he was in that offense, but Kyle Shanahan put him in the right situations.
I mean, Kyle Shanahan's kind of like steroids, right? If you're good, like Barry Bonds didn't need steroids, but he took them and he became the greatest player in baseball. He should be in the Hall of Fame, but that's for a whole other discussion in this offseason. Like, Barry Bonds was already a great player. Brock Purdy, I think, is already a good quarterback, and he's just on steroids in the Kyle Shanahan system.
I mean, I could see it. I want to see what he does this year with Mike Evans. I think that'll be really good for him if Mike Evans is still the Mike Evans we know. But yeah, I can't grade him accurately without seeing him with, like, if Kyle Shanahan missed a game, even then he probably still would have the game plan in. But like, I need to see what Brock Purdy would look like with you or I as the offensive coordinator.
Hey, I could scheme him up real good. I play a lot of Madden. Who's 11th for you?
I mean, it's the guy who just did it last year, but I'm going to say it's a product of a really, really, really easy schedule. Drake May.
I got Drake May at 11 too.
Okay.
Well, this is our first agreement. Put this one down. Clip this up. This is our first agreement. I love it. Why do you have Drake May at 11?
Well, I mean, I would put him higher because, as I just said, he literally just did it last year with the Patriots. He brought them to a Super Bowl, but then again, he also struggled towards the end. He got some help with the weather. The weather in Houston was to his favor. The weather in Denver in the second half was to his favor. And then he goes up against the Seattle defense and doesn't look very good. I need to see what he does with A.J. Brown this year. And I need to see how he handles if A.J. Brown doesn't get the ball and A.J. Brown starts, pouting a little bit. How's he going to handle that?
And the Rossini of it all, right? Like, there's a huge scandal hovering over the entire organization. How does he handle that? How does he wade through that? Because he's the face of the franchise. You've got to answer those questions. He is coming off of a fantastic second year. I know a lot of the pushback was that he just beat up on bad teams and he put up gaudy numbers against trash secondaries. I will say there's a little pushback to that. I'm not saying he played against world beaters last year. The secondaries he faced off against last year were just a slightly below average. So it's not like he was playing against great teams, but some of the secondaries he was facing against and he put up good numbers against were solid, not great secondaries. So while the defenses as a whole that they played against the Patriots, they were trash, the secondaries he played against were a little bit more of a problem he had to solve, and he solved them exceptionally well. But I'm with you. He's on the outside of the top 10 for me because he's got to do it one more time.
And I think he's better than his rookie season, but I don't think he's as good as he was last year. I think now that you have a full season of tape on him, how do defenses adjust? Does he become CJ Stroud? Does he, fall off a little bit like CJ Stroud, or does he keep going? If he keeps going this year with a first place schedule, I'll change these rankings when we do them again in 2027. But for now, that schedule was so easy last year.
Speaking of Stroud, where'd you have him?
22.
Okay. Yeah, I had him in my 20s too. He was low on my list, and this is after I ranked him as a top 7 quarterback a year ago.
Well, I mean, that's where, the whole year of film comes into play, and it's on your offensive coordinator to make your quarterback look better.
Fitz the Bill, Richmond's morning sports talk. Back in a moment. If you want to talk Braves baseball,
here comes some late night dynamite here at Truist Park.
There's only one place in town to turn for all the action. 106.1 ESPN, bringing you nonstop Braves action all season long.
High in the air, deep to left field. That's a long gone daddy.
Presented by our friends at Park & Go.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
The Rich Eisen Show.
This is going to be Aaron Rodgers' final NFL season.
I don't think that's an overreaction. I don't think we know because this is Aaron Rodgers. And if he announced in February he's decided to go to Mars, you'd be like, yeah, sure, maybe. The way that he thinks about his life, his place in the world, what he values, he's very connected to his own belief system.
The Rich Eisen Show from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus. Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
That play, that tip in by OG Anunoby, will be the statue at Madison Square Garden that they choose to immortalize this moment in this championship. That's the one. That's the play. And Jalen Brunson has been awesome. He's had a lot of moments down the stretch, but that moment by OG Anunoby is the moment that will be immortalized.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Do you work in healthcare? Your new future starts here. Eisenhower Health is recruiting for a variety of specialties in Southern California's beautiful Palm Springs area. Join a team where advanced care, compassion, and community come together at one of America's premier medical centers. At Eisenhower Health, you will deliver top-tier care with advanced technology while enjoying an exceptional quality of life. Find your place at Eisenhower Health. Visit emc.org/healthcarepros. That's emc.org/healthcarepros. We'll welcome you home.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There's enough needless nonsense in the world already. Your phone plan shouldn't add to it. Verizon's new Simplicity plan cuts down on the nonsense in your life. Now there's just one plan, one price. $30 a line per month, even for a single line. And everyone gets our best 5G network. It's a phone plan designed to do exactly what a phone plan is supposed to do. Isn't that a lot simpler? Switch today at Verizon.com or at your nearest store. For new customers, $30 per line includes auto pay and switch discount. Additional taxes, fees, and terms apply. Unlimited data is restricted to on-device smartphone usage. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Ready to order? Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At East Coast Appliance, we love to save our customers money, and right now it's the biggest 4th of July sale ever at East Coast Appliance. Save up to 50% off new appliances store-wide. Special offers on dishwashers and laundry pairs, and limited time 0% financing you won't want to miss. Always same-day or next-day delivery and install available. Shop by phone, video chat, online, or in our stores. The 4th of July sale is on now at East Coast Appliance. The best price or it's free. At East Coast Appliance, we used to shop all over town to make sure you were getting the best price. Now we use AI to make the process easier and a whole lot faster. We have electronic price tags on all of our appliances that scan our competitors' prices and then check our prices to make sure we're lower. We take our best price guarantees seriously, and this helps to save our customers time and money. So if you're in the market for a new appliance, just stop by your local East Coast Appliance superstore and see for yourself. East Coast Appliance, the best price or it's free.
Richmond's morning sports conversation continues. Fitz the Bill. Back now on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Who's your number 10? We're breaking into the top 10 now. We're picking quarterbacks who, if we're starting a franchise tomorrow and we want to immediately win a Super Bowl, what quarterback are you going with?
So I went Trevor Lawrence at 10.
That's right. You went Trevor. I went Justin Herbert at 10.
Okay.
I know you're a Herbert hater. Allen is also a Herbert hater. I get it. I'm a believer in If Man. Cue the Batman music. Cue the If Man music. He's just got so many of the tools. I think he's got some of the best tools in the league. And here I am. I'm giving him excuses. But if his offensive line didn't get destroyed last year, he would have been a lot better. Give me Justin Herbert at 10. I feel comfortable going with him.
He's got brutal postseason statistics. He's 0-3 in the postseason. And, he's got 4 interceptions all came in one game. You're right about the tools. Great tools. But if you can't win in the postseason and you're giving me a new team, how am I going to expect him to get to the Super Bowl?
But that's such a small sample. He played 3 games in the postseason. And of course, he's 0-3 in them. But that's such a small sample. I'm looking at the rest of what he has done, what the rest of his numbers be, and they're all fantastic.
Well, so on the one hand, you're right. 3 playoff appearances in 6 years is good because it's half, but it's also bad because he hasn't won yet. Much like Trevor Lawrence, I just want to see him do it. I want to see him win a postseason game, and then I'll move him up.
Trust me, I want to see him do it too. I need people to get off my back about Justin Herbert. I need the Herbert hive to come alive this season. Need it for Justin Herbert. I struggle using postseason performance as an indicator of why a quarterback isn't good, especially when it's a sample as small as 3. That is 12 quarters of football. That's just nothing. What's your number 9?
Number 9, I'm a huge fan of this guy. I'm going Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
I really like Baker Mayfield in terms of, I think he would be a tremendous locker room presence. I think now look, he wasn't as good last year. Liam Cohen was gone. So who knows how much of his success was Liam Cohen, how much was Mike Evans, because Mike Evans was a great guy to have, especially in the red zone. But there's something about Baker that I watch him and I want to believe in him. And his statistics were very good in Tampa Bay the last couple of years. And he's a guy that I would want to start my franchise with because I think he'd rally the locker room.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield and Jonathan Grizzard from Lizard Lick, North Carolina just did not mesh that well, and that's why he was a one-and-done OC. I had Baker as my 17th ranked quarterback. Numbers don't love Baker in terms of advanced metrics. He was 27th last season in PFF offensive grade. He was 12th in QBR, but 21st in passer rating, 19th in adjusted EPA per play, 21st in success rate. I know you don't love the nerd numbers, but the nerd numbers certainly did not love Baker Mayfield either.
But the nerd numbers don't take into account his locker room presence, his leadership ability. There's something about him when I watch him, I believe that they're going to come back and win when he's out there.
I think picking a quarterback that likely won't be his team's quarterback next year is a wild strategy.
That is so weird that they will not extend him. I had them as one of the teams that should have gone after Brendan Sorsby because Sorsby seems like a younger Mayfield. Maybe they will in the 2027 draft, but it is weird that the Tampa Bay won't extend him, but you can also say the same for Jalen Hurts because the Eagles won't extend Jalen Hurts either.
Fair. My number 9's Caleb Williams. You had him a little lower, but I think that jump was great. I'd love to see it again. I actually put all those young guys right there in this same little cluster. Drake May 11th, put Caleb Williams at 9, and then I got Jaden Daniels at 8.
I mean, once again, you're going to think I'm crazy, but under your parameters, number 8's Aaron Rodgers for me. You said one more year. Like, I think it's funny, and I know the nerd numbers probably hate what he did last year.
Not just last year, but the year before that, and the year before that, going all the way back to his last year in Green Bay. He's been one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL over that time frame.
But once again, like, so I see that, and I see 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions with an offense that literally had nothing. It was DK Metcalf.
How many games they win? Where'd they finish? Dead last?
Didn't they? They didn't make.
No, I know they were good. It's a movie quote.
And what offensive coordinator did? Like, it was Arthur Smith last year. Arthur Smith was horrendous in Atlanta. So, like, what is he going to do with Arthur Smith? And I get it, he was bad in the postseason, so you can throw my thing back at me. But I just, if you told me under these parameters, and he would be lower if we were doing just like ranking quarterbacks, 1 year team to get to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, even at 42, I think at least gets me to the playoffs. And who knows, because I love Aaron Rodgers.
Among active quarterbacks who took 320 snaps since the year 2021, there's been 67 of them. He ranks 19th in adjusted EPA per play. Not terrible. But then when you go to 2022, when he began his time with the New York Jets, that drops all the way down to 30th. He's just not a good quarterback. Like, regardless of his offensive coordinator, whoever it is, Aaron Rodgers is just not good. He's washed. A success rate of 44.9%. So with an adjusted EPA per play at 0.071 and a success rate at 44.9, that's telling you he's just hitting big chunk plays and he's not doing the things on a down-to-down basis to keep them ahead of the chains. It's real boom or bust behavior from Aaron Rodgers ever since he joined the New York Jets. I'm out on him. I think it is crazy you've got him that high, but look, that's why we do these lists.
But you also just mentioned the keyword, the Jets. I mean, who's the last successful quarterback that's ever played for the Jets? Like, I think
Sanchez.
Okay, butt fumble himself, but like, I think
2 AFC championship appearances.
You're right. But I mean, I know more for the butt fumble, but like, who's being successful nowadays with the Jets? He did the best he could with the Jets. Of course, the unforeseen circumstances of his first year there, where he gets hurt in the first snap or second snap, whatever it was. But like, I can't ding the guy because he was decent for the Jets, who have not had a good quarterback and haven't had a good mystique in years.
Decent is really painting it in a good light. He was just bad with the Jets, and he was bad last year with the Steelers, and he'll be bad again this year. Ever since tearing his Achilles, he's lost his mobility. He's a one-trick pony. He only plays how he wants to play, and he's being reunited with McCarthy, who the two went through a very public divorce just a couple of years ago in Green Bay. I'm an Aaron Rodgers hater. I've got him low on my list. He's just hovering around 30th on my list. If you told me I could either not own an NFL franchise tomorrow or I've got to start my team with Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, I'd rather not own it, and I'd go into the NBA.
See, I've said all along, Tom Brady has all the statistics and the Super Bowl rings, but Aaron Rodgers did things that Tom Brady could never do.
Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, most accomplished of all time. In this generation, there's a good argument to be made that Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback of all time. Aaron Rodgers is his generation's Justin Herbert, though. Failure after failure in the postseason. If you're going to hold those same things to Justin Herbert, you got to with Aaron Rodgers. I know he has the one Super Bowl, but he has never lived up to the expectations that have been hovering around him.
You're right.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers, and I also think a lot of off the field stuff would throw. I mean, you'd be having to answer about 9/11 conspiracy theories
and
day.
All that stuff that he does off the field, and that could be a problem for a new franchise. But
you just liked it for Baker.
You're right, but I believe in Aaron Rodgers for one season. You're not telling me for the next 5 seasons. You're not saying the next 10 seasons. He'd be way lower. If we were doing a ranking just based off of talent and all that stuff, he'd be a lot lower for one season. I believe in Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so I got Jaden Daniels there. Everything. Can't forget about his rookie campaign. He was great. 7, I've got Dak Prescott.
All right, so we're pretty close. I mean, we're going to be pretty close on all these. 7, I have Jaden Daniels.
Okay,
so like
I respect that. Jaden, that last year, I just have to throw it completely out. And man, being a rookie that good, it was really impressive.
Yeah, and obviously not having Terry McLaurin right away and not having him in training camp for the most part, you could tell early on in the season that like the chemistry wasn't there. Now, the one thing I am worried about is how does he bounce back? And I think he will. I think he'll bounce back fine. But, another half season of film on Jaden Daniels. Once again, he's only got one true good wide receiver. I'll be interested to see how he meshes with the new OC.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest storyline of it all. Who do you have at 6?
Dak.
Okay, yeah, we're real close on that. I'm shocked you have him higher than me. I love Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I like Dak. It's funny. I didn't realize how old he was, though. Like, I was looking up.
Old.
He's old. And, I like to categorize people as NFL old and actually old. I mean, he's 30. He'll be 33 when the start of the season. I thought he was more like 29 or 30. It's interesting because some of these guys have been in the league so long, you don't realize, they age in the NFL, but they don't age in person.
He's been in the league for a while.
Yes. He was drafted in 2016.
Yeah. I remember it vividly. I remember his rookie year vividly when he stole that from Tony Romo. Good time.
Yeah.
So you got Dak at 6. I've got Matthew Stafford at 6 because if I'm taking a quarterback, I need to know for certain he is going to be healthy for the entirety of the year. He's an amazing quarterback, right? He ranked first in the league in passing yards, but I'm just so worried about his injury history and his injury future as well. I dinged him a couple of points from that, but he's fantastic. He's electric. He's likely going to win a Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're the favorites. I have Matt Stafford 5, so one up higher than you. And once again, the 1 year thing I think helps out because I don't want Stafford long term.
Yeah.
And I think he's really good. I'd probably still have him 5 or so if we were ranking this based on talent anyway, but he's really good. And, I think he's got I think McVay has some little tiny things that he does that McVay probably helped him with. But Matt Stafford is so good. So that's why he's number 5 for me.
I've got Jordan Love 5. I love Jordan Love. And the numbers love Jordan Love. The nerd numbers love Jordan Love. The regular numbers love Jordan Love. He had 3,381 passing yards in 15 games played this past season, ranked 13th in the NFL, 23 touchdowns, 6 picks. 4 game-winning drives. He's got a little bit of that clutch gene of him. Look, when you average out his rank across PFF offensive grade, QBR, passer rating, adjusted EPA, success rate, completion percentage over expectation, and the last 3 years where he's ranked in adjusted EPA, he's the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL. He's top 5 in all of the categories I just named, but success rate and passer rating. And in those, he's right outside the top 5. Jordan Love's a freaking dog, man. I love Jordan Love, and I think he's going to take a big step forward this year because they have defined roles in their wide receiving core.
I mean, I have him, where I have him, I have him better than half. And so, I like Jordan Love, too. I'm not as high as you are. I think what people who are listening can kind of see is you have a lot of old new school feel with the statistics that you're citing here. And I'm going more off of vibes and eyeball stuff, like watching guys and kind of taking some chances here and there. That's why I will either have my GM job on this new team for 2 or 3 years or for 30 years because I'm taking chances with these things.
Hey, it just matters how well you can work the phones. If you can work out a good relationship with Howie Roseman, you might be able to stick around.
So we have a top 4. We know who the top 4 is. I'll be interested to see how we do.
Let's go. Let's just say our top 4 in our specific order right here, right now. Who's your top 4 going 4, 3, 2, 1?
My top 4 is Lamar's 4. Patrick Mahomes is 3. Josh Allen is 2. Joe Burrow is 1.
Wow. All right. I went Joe Burrow is 4. Mahomes is 3. Lamar is 2. And Josh Allen is 1.
Okay.
So why do you have Lamar at 4?
I mean, some of the postseason failures that Lamar has had, some of that I'll put on the offensive coordinator. Heck, I'll put some of that on Harbaugh too. The game in Buffalo when Andrews had the 2 drops, I think he had.
And he had the blown 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion.
Zay Flowers had the dropped touchdown on the 1-yard line that cost them.
So I can't blame everything on him, but I mean, look, he's the quarterback, so the quarterback gets the blame when the defense isn't the clear issue.
So why do you hold blame against some guys but not others? Like Aaron Rodgers, we're not holding a lot of blame for his postseason letdowns. The dude has 1 Super Bowl, and he's been he's had one of the biggest meltdowns in NFC Championship history against Seattle Seahawks. He's had a lot of letdowns in the postseason. Why are we not really holding that against him, but we are on Lamar?
Well, I think expectations for Aaron Rodgers in his 40s versus Lamar in his late 20s.
Yeah, but you could argue what I'm saying is like Aaron Rodgers and we're using his entire career of postseason when it comes to Lamar and holding it against him. And same with Justin Herbert. We're using their whole career of postseason quote unquote letdowns, but we're not using the whole career of Aaron Rodgers letdowns.
Well, Aaron Rodgers also has the longer career than both of them. I mean, Herbert only has 6 seasons. So and Lamar, I mean, is in the middle, obviously. He's got 5 postseasons that we can look at here. And look, I like Lamar, and I think the new energy in that building.
You clearly like him.
Right. And I think the new energy in that building could help him. Plus, they've never given him a true number 1. Zay Flowers is a very good number 2. But they've made him in this offense a number 1. He had Odell Beckham way past his prime. He had DeAndre Hopkins, who's going to be awesome, but he's still past his prime. Like, he's never had that true number 1 guy like a Mike Evans, like an A.J. Brown. And I think that's held Lamar Jackson back a little bit.
I agree with that. I mean, he hasn't had necessarily the weapons around him. They've kind of handed Lamar the ball and said, Lamar, you go figure it out. And he has time and time and time again. It's something that came up a lot in the postseason when we talked Wemby and the NBA finals and everything. Something I struggle to do is holding against someone their postseason. Like LeBron always gets a lot of flack for not having such a perfect NBA finals record. And MJ was 6-0, of course, in the finals. But it took MJ so long to get to the finals, and we don't hold any of the first round exits against him. For LeBron, he was getting there, but he was falling short. And that was something similar, like, oh, well, Wemby's having a poor NBA finals. And it's like, oh, well, if he had lost in game 7 to OKC, are you telling me that would be better than having a poor NBA finals? And I have that same thought process when it comes to quarterbacks and postseason play. Do I want them to have perfect postseason play? Of course, but they've also gotten there. And in the case of like what I'm saying with Lamar, Justin Herbert, and Aaron Rodgers, Lamar and Herbert have gotten there recently. Aaron Rodgers just really hasn't been a force in the postseason like a Lamar has. So I'm not holding it against Lamar, but I've got Lamar too. I really wanted to put Lamar at 1, but Lamar's injury history is something that does worry me. Kind of similar, like I said, with Matthew Stafford. Injury history and injury future give me a lot of pause. But if you want just the best quarterback in the league, take out some of that extra stuff, it is Lamar Jackson. He is the best pocket passer in terms of QB rating over the course of the 2018 to 2024 season, ranked first with a 106.1 passer rating. He's been the most efficient passer in the NFL over that 7-year span inside the pocket. His touchdown to interception ratio, 82 touchdowns to 18 picks, 66% completion percentage. I mean, the dude is a monster in the pocket, and we know what he can do out of the pocket. Lamar is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, but the injuries put him at 2 for me. Why is Burrow number 1 for you?
I mean, I look at that organization and I see what Cincinnati is. They're cost cutting and all this stuff. Like, and look, he's had 2 great wide receivers his whole career. Last year, who knows what could have happened? He had 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in 8 games. Like, if he stays healthy, obviously he didn't stay healthy in 2023, but he also had a horrendous offensive line.
I mean,
and so if you give him an offensive line, I just feel like I believe in him once again in terms of like, you know, his presence in the huddle. I feel like, you know, when they made the Super Bowl, like, and look, he was unfortunate, the same thing as Josh Allen. He ran into Patrick Mahomes and he beat Patrick Mahomes sometimes. But like, you know, this is the unfortunate nature of when you're in the AFC. What point do you get to see Patrick Mahomes, and are you going to beat him? Joe Burrow's done better against them than Josh Allen has. I just like Joe Burrow's intangibles, and I feel like if maybe this season we will see how good Joe Burrow is because they've improved the offensive line, they've improved the defense, so he's not constantly throwing it 40, 50 times a game. You know, you hope that they're playing in a closer game so they can keep the running backs in and they can keep the run game as an option. He's played in far too many games where he's dropping back every time. And if they know you're throwing with a bad offensive line, he's going to be under siege.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he's played 10 or less games in a single season, 50% of his years in the NFL. Like, he's gotten hurt a lot. And that has been the biggest drawback to Joe Burrow. And it's been an absolute bummer for his career.
Yeah. But he also has 2 of the best wide receivers. I mean, if we were doing...
And it's his fault that they've put over 30% of their cap in those 3 guys, Burrow, Chase, and Higgins.
Yeah. And I just, once again, much like when you talked about Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, being a part of the Bengals nowadays has got to be terrible. Like, this year, there's some energy because they actually spent money on the defense. But like in the past, They don't spend money. They're usually towards the bottom of that NFLPA rankings where like their facilities are bad. They're bad for food and stuff like that. So like I got to give a little bit of all that. If we start a new franchise, the energy is going to be good.
Overcome a lot.
He can overcome a lot. I just feel like if you put Joe Burrow on the Bills, I think he has a Super Bowl by now. I think he has a Super Bowl championship by now.
Woo-hoo. All right. Okay. All right. I don't fully agree with that, but okay. Because I think a big reason why the Bengals were able to overcome Patrick Mahomes was Lou Anarumo and his defensive schemes. But Burrow is a great quarterback. I'm not trying to take anything away. Burrow is up there, and all of these guys kind of are interchangeable. Do you have anything to say? Allen, for me, is my number one. Allen, he's just a cyborg. He's really good. Mahomes is 3. Anything you want to add on either one of those guys?
Well, so Mahomes, obviously, what's he look like after the injury?
Yes.
That's
why he dropped from 1 to 3 for me.
Yeah, and that's why he's my number 3 as well, because look, he's got all the tools and he's got Andy Reid, and he's got no number 1 wide receiver this year. Well, Rashee Rice, unless he gets in trouble. But like, I want to see what Mahomes looks like this year, coming off the injury. And Josh Allen, look, I like Josh Allen. The turnovers at times, a little bit of an issue.
100%.
And he hasn't won the big game or even made the Super Bowl yet. And so, like, to me, and I'm going to be fair because I went after Herbert for the same thing, but like, Josh Allen hasn't made the Super Bowl, hasn't won the Super Bowl. So that's a concern for me.
Yeah, but he's in Buffalo. Buffalo's one of the most tormented sports cities. So if we give a little credit to Burrow for being in Cincinnati and overcoming Cincinnati, you got to give Allen a little bit of credit for being in Buffalo and overcoming the ghosts of Buffalo too, because there's a lot of ghosts there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the weather's that factor, but he came from Wyoming, and like Wyoming plays in the cold too. So like, he's a guy that I would like. If you're telling me that we're playing in a cold weather city, I would, Josh Allen would be up there because he's used to it. But I just feel like the turnovers, he needs to cut down a little bit and, win the big game, and I'll put you up there.
All right. So recapping 1 through 15, I had Josh Allen, number 1, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert. That was the top 10. Then the remainder, Drake May, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, and Sam Darnold. Who was yours?
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Matt Stafford, Dak Prescott, Jaden Daniels, Aaron Rodgers, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, my top 10. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Deshaun Watson. It still sounds weird to say that, but all right. And Jalen Hurts at 15.
All right. I like it. This was fun. We should do another quarterback list here. Same time next year?
Yeah, sure. we can do that.
Hopefully you are correct on Deshaun Watson, because that is a lottery ticket that I hope you cash in on.
That's my guy that can either make me look stupid or could make me look awesome.
All right. Thanks, Matt, for joining us to do the quarterback list 15 through 1. That was a blast. Matt Josephs, host of the Mid-Major Match Show. You can catch that every weekday from 4 until 6 p.m. right here on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Appreciate you for coming along with the ride. It's list season. I absolutely love doing these lists. We'll have some coaching ones, some running back ones, wide receivers, everything like that throughout this entire offseason. But we had to get things going with the quarterback list. Follow Fitz the Bill on Instagram at Fitz the Bill, ESPN RVA. And you can get my full list over there on Instagram, Fitz the Bill, ESPN RVA. It's been a fantastic show. It's been an absolute blast. We'll be back tomorrow morning, Friday, 8 a.m., bright and early, bushy-eyed and bright-tailed. That's not the right saying, but I digress. We'll be back tomorrow morning. In the meantime, keep it locked right here, 106.1 ESPN Richmond. We are where Richmond talks sports. Lake Lewis Jr. show today at 3 p.m. That leads you right into the Mid-Major Match Show from 4 until 6. Talk to you tomorrow.